I gotta be maxed out for what's coming up. We've got Lasiace ready and waiting with the 1 win versus Severinus. We've got Teleport, and we've got a Spark Bolt Trigger Chain Bolt, the classic, tried and true. We've got some bouncing magic missiles, which is quite interesting. That means he's going to have to direct hit them. And he's got a couple of black holes. No spare wand slots. He's got the Water Stone in the waiting. And, yeah, that means he's pretty much ready for his concentrated mana whenever that shows up. Severinus doing some serious crafting, trying to figure out how to improve his stuff. I like that a lot. That wand is going to do a lot better with Chain Bolt. And you can see Lasiace decided the exact same thing. Got Fire Missile on a more reasonable wand, no bouncing. Teleport being set up. And we'll see if the Shuffle Yes ends up being used by Sev. I think it's a pretty good wand overall. The advantage of Waterstone is that you no longer have to pour water on yourself to put yourself out. So you can remove a stain just by pulling up the stone. And that means that you can make your first flask a concentrated mana flask if the Mage Stone shows up. So basically, you can skip a step of searching for a flask. So that way you can have a way to put yourself out and a way to have concentrated mana. So it's kind of like a twofold thing. It doesn't really do too much on its own, but as soon as you get the concentrated mana, it gives you like a significant boost. Okay, so we're seeing a Spark Bolt Trigger Chain coming out of Severinus. That's, you know, it's nothing significant, but it's not nothing either. Like, you could hit around corners and stuff pretty well with that. We're seeing both players take full advantage and use everything they can get. Severinus very wisely is taking perks against Lasiace. And has taken fire damage immunity, which is very nice. Here we go. We got 3 maps to choose from. Burion has the wand, Hisi Foundry. No broken wands in play, and Unholy Temple, which is a very close quarters tight map. Looks like Burion has been chosen. Lasiace with the favorable spawn. Severinus is going to have to race him in order to get in there. We've got a bounce by Lasiace, and Severinus black holes in from underneath, taking a ton of damage. But if he can get that wand, it's going to be worth it. Huge damage taken by Severinus, barely dodging that chain bolt. Lasiace looking to finish the job. Severinus giving up hopes of ever getting that wand by the looks of it. Lasiace, not really knowing the position of his opponent, is continuing to lay down suppressing fire, just hoping to hit. And Severinus seemingly having a better understanding of the spatial situation over Lasiace, looking for a snipe through the black hole tunnel that he created himself. Lasiace finally approaches, gets 1 clean bounce shot, and that's all that he needed. And nobody claims the wand that round. But a slight health gain, or health advantage, for Severinus. So there is that. And it looks like we have an insane shop this time. We've got an add mana being picked up. We've got Digging Bolt. We've got Projectile Speed, which is maybe the very best perk in this mode. And No More Shuffle is pretty tempting, especially with this relatively solid Shuffle Yes wand. Those are some good stats and some good space to work with. I would personally unshuffle that over taking extra health because it would give me a significant lead in terms of power. So that's where I would be looking to take an advantage. We'll see if Severinus ends up choosing a similar path. Stainless armor also has some merit, by the way. I think that there's some reasonable scenarios where you could use that. But yeah, immaculate use of Black Hole in that previous round by Severinus. I think that was really good. I find that Black Holes are very hard to find like a good scenario to pick up. So I'm glad to see that he did that. Hopefully he does pick up his perk at some point. Severinus has shown a history in previous matches of not taking perk. Has he got? Oh, it's Severinus. No, he forgot his perk. He forgot his perk. He had a saving grace and he left it behind. What the fuck is this? Perks this late into the tournament. I imagine it's probably tournament fatigue. We have been going for nearly 7.5 hours at this point. So, yeah, it's getting difficult, I would say. Yeah, the saving grace. I mean, there was many such incidents. He's got two very good options. He ends up picking health. I'm glad he chose something. That's good. And is he going to take the speed or is he going to, he's stalling. He's stalling again. Okay. You can stall. Let's take a look at what Lasiace is thinking. He's got his add mana. He's got the spark bolt triggers for later. He's got luminous drill. He's got some good stuff to work with. I think that with luminous drill add mana, you could make an extremely strong shuffle yes wand with this. If I were in this scenario, I would probably put a bouncing burst and go for a super long range play next round, and just try to bully your opponent out with bouncing burst. That's personally how I would do it. And yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry there, Nixie. Hopefully now that it's slowed down, it's not too bad. I really do appreciate that you've been staying on top of that. Homebringer. Yeah, that's actually really interesting. Homebringer is very, very strong, and I would say that plays to Sev's playstyle with the melee playstyle. Okay, what are you doing? This is still a shuffle yes wand. Keep that in mind. But Severinus is doing his best to try and make it work. He's trying to find that functional wand that I was talking about earlier. I think he's going to have to take the bubble spark off if he wants this thing to be reasonable at all. But I think he is cooking. I think if he gets rid of the bubble spark, this wand is excellent. But yeah, it's definitely a little iffy for now. We'll see if he continues to fine-tune. He did buy out a lot of the shop. He's still got a decent amount of money, all things considered. And here we go. Faster projectiles. Beautiful take. I think that faster projectiles is the best perk in this entire game mode, potentially. Just because making it so your opponent can't dodge your stuff is really, really strong. It's so weird to me that this perk is good at all. Because in base Noita, it's like trash. You just don't want it. Okay. Severinus taking his time. Lasiace seems to be ready. Just chilling. Add mana on the teleport bolt. That's going to be a slower teleport bolt, but he'll never run out of mana, which is nice. He's got a black hole with some cast delay reduction, so he can spam it. Not really sure what he's going to do with that. We'll see. And yeah, this is going to be his primary damage dealer again. The chain bolt, spark bolt combination. Pretty simple. And not much change over the last match. Severinus really still trying to tinker, by the looks of it, trying to maximize what he can with his time. And yeah, it's definitely adding up, but you know, people have to play to their maximum, and if you give somebody a time limit, and the only thing that time limit does is stop you from optimizing your wand, you should take that whole time to optimize your setup. Makes sense. I'm glad, Chris. That's wonderful to hear. All right, we got 3 maps. Biomes is in play. We're going to see a try-on pick. People have been loving Tryon. We've got 2 high spawns. I haven't seen this yet. Lasiace with a quick shot, but the spark bolt falls just short. Severinus firing. Both players playing or fighting for the middle now. Lasiace is in. Severinus looking for position. A little bit of an awkward scenario here. Both players trying to bounce chain bolts into one another. Keep in mind that that is one of the only forms of homing in this entire tournament. Ooh, a beautiful wall bang shot by Lasiace. That is actually very significant because that really significantly grows his lead, especially if both players are playing for the chain bolts, because if they're eventual trades like this, it's going to add up. A little bit of gold here and there on this map that you can acquire. Lots of little resource gains, but nothing as significant as a wand. The zone is closing in on Severinus. He's going to run out of space if he doesn't find some way to approach. And Severinus, he knows approaching well. He's played melee builds in this tournament, but it's significant damage coming out. Lasiace very cleanly predicting his opponent. Very much limiting the amount of things that Sev could do, and he felt the pressure of the circle and was forced to enter into Lasiace's domain, which was exactly what Lasiace was waiting for. Very, very beautiful play. All right. And as for wands here, we've got some... I'll have to take a look at them later. We've got melee immunity, stainless armor, and gas fire. I think melee immunity has some merit, tentacles being a very strong spell in this mode. And stainless armor is 50% damage reduction. It's wonderful, and I think it's great. Of course, it is like conditional, but it's damage reduction. You can't go wrong. So we'll see what Severinus ends up picking there. He's also got his card to choose there. Severinus picking the stainless. Severinus, are you listening to me, you motherfucker? Make sure you're not supposed to be listening to me right now. Please mute if you're listening. That goes for both of you. He might have just made that decision on his own, but it took a while. We got chainsaws in play. We got short teleport bolt. We got orbit plasma. We got lots of good stuff. Yeah. I'm sure there, Chris. I'm not surprised. I think pretty much everybody has been, or I think everybody has been very honorable, which is very nice to see. That is what I was hoping from the Noita community, and so far I have not been proven wrong, which is awesome. Very, very ideal for me. Yeah, go to community, indeed. We've got Lasiace just throwing wands everywhere. Look at this. Look at that. He's making a mess. He's making a mess of the dang place. What's his plan? What's he looking for? He's got the orbit plasma. That makes a lot of sense. He's got a Lumi. He's got some acid. Lots of good stuff. Now, remember, if Lasiace wins this matchup, he'll be going up against Yoxi, which will actually be a rematch for him, because Yoxi knocked him into loser's bracket. So we'll see if he can make his way back for the rematch. That would be very impressive if he did. Gorgeous wand. Oh my god, look at the regen on that sucker. It's beautiful. Along with the add mana, he's doing a proper spell wrap here. So he's doubling the mana value, and he's just trying to abuse Chain Bolt as much as possible, which I think is the way to do it. He's got a teleport bolt wand that he's trying to build. The reduced lifetime on this guy is a very interesting little quirk of the wand that'll allow him to make significantly more precise teleports than he would be otherwise. So we will see if that's how he ends up playing it. But yeah, this is the first major transformation of wand that we've seen so far. Lasiace is going to be continuing to tinker with that wand. Let's go ahead and check in on Severinus. Sev has a storage wand going at the bottom with a black hole plasma orbit. I'm sure that's something he wants to use. And would you look at that? Severinus back to his old ways. This is a setup that Severinus has been running throughout the tournament. He is going for a melee wand. So his plan is he is going to hard dive his opponent, get in Lasiace's face, and hope to out DPS him in just like a raw damage race, which he's got stainless armor, so I think he's got the ability to do it. And you can see he's looking to add like a little bit of extra damage source to this setup. Right now he's messing around with Chain Bolt. We'll see how that does. I don't know if it's actually infinite. I think he's probably red barring his wand over and over, and it's recharging on its own, which is cool. But yeah, Severinus has won his way through this tournament using melee builds, which is an incredibly surprising turn of events, because Noita's all about getting the most range and just mortaring your opponent down normally. This is a complete departure from the standard meta that people, or at least that I myself, have subscribed to. And I think it's really, really cool to see. So I'm excited to see if this works against a player of the caliber of Lasiace. Will Lasiace be able to counter him out with an efficient build? Now, in my personal opinion, the best way to counter a melee build is to have a ranged build that works at any range and is like a machine gun. You need something that can match the spam. So we will see how this ends up going. Once again, we've got a map choice by, let's just double check, by Severinus, because Lasiace is up 3-0 currently. Lasiace did not pick a map in time. It randomed to Burion. Burion being, oh no, it randomed to the Mimic Temple. Okay, so here we go. Both pretty close spawns. Severinus spotting the target. Missing the initial attack. Here we go! The dive! Big dive by Severinus! Lasiace looking for space, but he never fucking finds it! Severinus got on top of Lasiace, and he did not let up for a second. Now, maybe if Lasiace just went all in with the damage, he might have been okay. But he tried to get away. And that's where I think he went wrong. Because Severinus is not going to get off of you. As soon as he's on you, he's going to keep going. So, how will Lasiace respond? Right now, he's looking through his card options. He's got random perk. This is deep in the tournament. It is a huge risk to go random perk. You could get, like, Boomerang, and potentially it'd be a complete throw. But instead, we're seeing a copy of the best wand that Lasiace has, which I think is a good call. This wand is really, really strong. This is a good play. And Lasiace takes Projectile Eater. That's going to reduce his damage taken by quite a lot, and it might even help him run. So that's good. Sado, welcome on in. Hear what you want to hear, I guess. We got Circle of Thunder coming into play. We've got some goofy ass shit. We got Plasma Orbit. We got Nuke Orbit also being picked up by Lasiace. And now we see potentially another person going for traps against Severinus. The last person that Severinus beat also was going for a trap style gameplay the entire time in order to try and overcome the melee build, and it did not work. The difference between this setup and the previous one is that Lasiace has a machine gun. So if he can get some of the trap damage down and then machine gun to follow up, he can potentially manage to overcome the melee build. We will see. I'm very curious to see if it'll be enough. I don't think he's got the ability to increase his DPS very much on this wand at all. I don't think he can do anything with it as current with the gear surrounding. So we'll probably just see it at that. He does have a refreshing gourd. Don't think that's ever coming into play, but we'll see. We also have a broken wand in the corner. That could influence map decision making in the future. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Sev is up to. Sev has not picked up any additional items, and he is looking to further perfect his teleport wand. Actually, what the? Hang on. He's literally just spamming. This is more than he needs. I wonder if he's doing that on purpose to try and increase spread. Like, he might be intentionally increasing the spread on his wand. This is something that I think he did last time. And we'll see if he does it again. But, yeah, this seems like a very potent dive wand. Is he going to make space for another setup? I'm thinking he might want to drop this wand. Oh, wow, look at that. So he's pairing Slime Ball with Black Hole to increase the projectile speed of the Black Hole ever so slightly. That's a very cute little optimization. Glass Cannon is not in the pool because Glass Cannon creates too much lag. And it's over-centralizing as well. So those are the two main reasons I don't have Glass Cannon in the pool. I think Glass Cannon is great fun in casuals, but in competitive, it's too much. Because it just becomes a guaranteed one-shot, explode the entire map fest sort of thing. That tends to be the playstyle. Severinus is making a backup wand. So it's a plasma orbit slime mist. I think I like the anti-gravity on there, but I could see it just being not worth... Yeah, he's going to leave the anti-gravity on. So if he's underneath his opponent, which is normally like a dangerous spot to be, or normally a disadvantageous location, just because spells are affected by gravity very often, I think that this is going to be very interesting to see if he ends up using this wand at all, because Sev has proven time and time again that he only wants to use one wand, and that's his teleport melee wand. So, yeah, I'm curious to see how this goes. It's down to the last 25 seconds here. We're getting another full 5-minute stall out. And I think Lasiace is the one waiting once again. Seems that Sev really wants to take his time and optimize his setup, which is valid. But I gotta say, it's taken a toll on everyone, I think. At least on me. These are some long tournament at this point. All right, here we go. We've got the Hisi Hill, or the Hills, the Hisi Founder Base, and Origins. How good do you think this game is? Cheese Mac, I think this game is exceptional. One of the best games there is. The amount of playtime and joy I've gotten out of it is insane. Lasiace is taking high ground. Severinus immediately diving, looking to do big damage. Lasiace is doing a good job tracking, all things considered. Severinus taking a crap ton of damage in the process. Good pass onto Lasiace. Lasiace wins on 1 HP. Holy fuck, dude. Doesn't get much closer than that. Yeah, I think the replayability of this game relies pretty heavily on modding, but it's good. All right, Severinus has to choose what sort of setup he's going to go for. He's got extra shop stuff, which is like just an absolute no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. He's already got fire immunity, so the other one, like rage field levitation, really? What are you gonna do? Fucking kill no one and then get extra energy? Yeah, unlikely. So as for wands, we've got another add mana in play. That's huge. We've got some digging blasts, and we've got ground to sand. All of these are pretty interesting. We've got a random perk, which is pretty spicy. Mana recharge, which is not very valuable at all, especially considering the wand already has a significant amount of mana recharge. This is deep in the tournament. Every single random perk pick is life and death. If you take random perk, you might just lose the entire game. It's kind of insane. So we will see how Severinus decides to go about this. And look at that. Lasiace already plucking the mana from that gold wand. My kitten is mewing at me. Hello, kitten. Meow. Toby. Toby. Come here, Toby. Kitty cat. My kitty cat. Here she is. Okay. Okay. So, Lasiace is, yeah, Toby has grown a lot, Succulus. He's so cute. When did you start playing this game? When did Noita come out? 2019? That's when I started playing. It's good. Okay, so we've got Cluster Bolt being played by Lasiace. Maybe he's considering setting up some traps with the Circle of Thunder Plasma Borbit. I think that that's a pretty reasonable play. Yeah, I started playing in early access. There you go. Are we seeing any improvements here? No changes by Sev. Legitimately not a single change. It's been 2 minutes and he hasn't plucked any wands yet. He's really taking his time to plan things out. He's only got 470 gold, so this purchase is a big deal because it means that he can't purchase many of these other wands. He can buy this 162 with the Great Inverse Mana, but not sure if that's better than the 12 cast he already has. Yeah, it's not in... Let's see, so that's 1500 mana regen. It's double the mana regen, but he's got add mana, so, you know, it doesn't really make too big of a difference, I think, overall. But he's going to take it regardless. He might be able to cram some extra DPS onto his wand thanks to that. We'll see. He's got the double add mana, which means that he's got a huge amount of mana to play with. I think he's going to continue to go with his melee build, because that just seems to be his playstyle. He's got the chain bolt on there. He should never run out of mana now. The question is that this order is wrong, but... Oh, he fixed it. Okay. Well, did he fix it? Yeah, he did. Okay. The perks are different because loser gets the perk. Winners don't get perks. And the shops are identical. The only time you can get any variance in your shop is if you get like extra shop stuff. All right, have a good one there, Avasia. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you again for making this tournament even possible. Yes, anybody who experiences bugs, please send them to me or Avasia, and I will. Obviously, they'll all be ending up at Avasia anyway, and yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, thank you, Avasia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for your hard work. Have a good sleep. So yeah, we've got a perfect blue bar, so no mana cost at all. But I need to see some more damage coming out of Severinus. I don't think this is gonna pass the. I don't think this passes the smell test in terms of DPS. I think the damage output of Lasiace is significantly better. Maybe if he like plays really well. You experienced a wasp nest today. Should you tell someone about it? Maybe like the animal control. Okay, here we go. Very close spawn. Both players right on top of each other. Severinus diving. Lasiace trying to make distance. Damage going everywhere. I think Lasiace partially killed himself there. Severinus shocking the world with his insano playstyle. He's doing it. Oh my god, this shop is insane, dude. Holy shit. We got contact damage, instant one uptake by Lasiace. So Lasiace has settled on a wand very similar to the previous one that he had. And he gets to choose the map here. We've got Buryon, we got Biomes, we got Origins. Let's see what happens. Is it an Origins pick? It is an Origins pick. Both players spawning at the pretty much identical location. Lasiace jumping up, just firing chaotically. Severinus doing huge damage, taking minimal. Lasiace running for his fucking life. Severinus is completely out of control. He can barely control himself, but it doesn't matter because that's a lot of fucking damage. I think I crashed. No, we made it. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if we were going to. I'm going to take this as an you know what, no. When things settle down, okay, we see an instant pickup of unlimited spells for Lasiace. That's a huge boon. That's going to make Circle of Thunder unlimited, which means that this went from being a relative meme to being absurdly powerful. He now has the ability to machine gun a shot that semi-stuns. Like, it's going to do, like, mini stuns, essentially. We've got the ability to dupe a wand again. He's going to wait on that and consider some other options. Chain Bolt, obviously very good. Bouncing Burst being dispensed of, which is interesting. Keep in mind that while these Circle of Thunders are unlimited and very good, both players have access to spells to death crosses, so no spell is permanent on this battlefield. We're seeing Cluster Bolt being done away with. It is over for Cluster Bolt. Plasma Beam Orbit is new best friend, which makes a lot of sense because we can see a whole ton of these things flying all over the place. And, yeah, that's going to be extremely hard to penetrate for Sev. Remember, Severinus is very committed to this melee playstyle so far. Okay, they're testing out Warp Cast, seeing how it feels. Seems like it's casting significantly slower, but it does give them a little bit more variance in where they can place them, since that way they're able to place them on, like, in open air. That's the thing about triggers, is they have to be precise. They have to hit something in order to activate. So Warp Cast is probably the better option here overall. And, yeah, we'll see how that continues to progress. I'm going to take this opportunity to restart my game, because I think it's running bad, and I want it to run better. Base game, there's no lag when you're shooting a guy. In this game, there's, or in online, there is lag, right? Okay, so we're seeing more Warp Cast being used. There's a Spitter Timer and a Spark Timer, which are arguably equal to or better than Warp Cast. It depends on the setup, but Warp Cast does undeniably give some pretty nice range, and it's difficult to see coming, which are two reasonable benefits. We've got Infestation in play, as well as Chain Spell, Pinpoint of Light, a couple different spells that have some unique qualities. Bullet obviously can be used to make a guaranteed infinite, which is pretty good. Not bad. And let's go ahead and take a look at the situation for Sev. Severinus now has a Nala teleport wand that he's building off of. Not sure what kind of damage he's going to put on that just yet, but right now there is just a Spitter Timer with some chainsaws. It's not bad. Oh, he's adding on the Chain Bolt, but it looks like it was sputtering a little bit, not working quite as intended. And here we go. So yeah, he's got his damage up a little bit from where it was at before, and I would say his movement is significantly stronger than it was. That said, despite his accuracy being improved by Nala, it's also going to make it so he is occupying more space than what he was occupying with the previous teleport. And occupying more space is a very bad thing when your opponent is filling the screen with projectiles, because that means you've got more opportunity to be hit by more projectiles. So this comes at a cost. This is offense at the cost of defense. Severinus' strategy relies solely on out-DPSing his opponent. Stainless armor is going to help, but I think that he is taking a super significant risk, even by adding just this Nala, because he is reducing this down to a numbers game. He is saying, I'm going to land more shots than you because I'm faster. And we will see how that comes into play right now with a completely overhauled wand by Lasiace on the mines. Lasiace with high ground. Severinus underneath. Instant teleports. Here we go. No time to slow down. Lasiace trying to make space. Unfortunate teleport by Sev directly onto an electric orbit death machine. Lasiace takes the round. The extra life stays intact. Why the fuck is End of Everything even in here? I could have swore I banned that spell. It's okay. It's kind of awful. I don't think anything's gonna come of that, but we'll see. That is quite something, though. Lamau. That is an extreme Lamau spell. Sev, doing his thing, taking his time. We've got Pinpointer, we've got the slower projectiles, we got the projectile resistance. All good stuff. Yeah, low Lamau even. I would agree. I mean, with the amount of movement Severinus has, there's some merit to End of Everything. You could just play it and run at your opponent and be like, I'm gonna dodge the shit and you're going to die. Like, that could be a thing that he goes for. Will he? I don't know. We'll see. Tentacle, obviously a very good tech spell. Lots of endgame potential in that. And Severinus has used that to his advantage on wands in the past. You can see he's picked it up here. He might end up putting that on his teleport wand, which he's doing. You can see because it's on the spitter timer is deleting the tentacle. He's going to want that to be coming out of his body rather than out of the timer, so that way it can that can be the source. Let's go ahead and check on Lasiace. Lasiace is playing End of Everything. Now, there's actually merit to playing End of Everything. End of Everything gives you a fucking great chest at the end, chat, and you can't die. Which means that he is guaranteed to get a bunch of money, some potions if he grabs them, some health. He is farming, folks. He is now farming. The rest of this tournament, or the rest of this match, will be spent like this. He is going to be farming in between every single round, getting bonus shit from great chests. That's what's gonna happen. Should this spell be banned? Fuck yes. Am I going to ban it? I don't know. Oh my god, Sev's brain is a goddamn mush. He knows one thing, and it is dive. Here we go. Severinus versus Lasiace. Mines. Lasiace with the high ground. Severinus diving as expected. Huge damage coming down on Severinus. Tentacles pulling in a lot of damage. 23 life remaining. He's got to change strategies if he wants to live. Insane use of spells to death crosses. Lasiace, relatively unscathed, it completely explodes and dismantles his opponent with a gorgeous machine gun trap wand, which is exactly what he needs to counter the melee playstyle. So now we need to see a response by Severinus. His melee playstyle is no longer going to work. He needs to come up with something different, or he needs to alter his strategy in such a way that makes it more effective again. Now, he does have access to Plasma Beam Tentacle. Plasma Beam Tentacle is an incredible combo. He could be firing from across the screen with super speed tentacles that go through walls and deal insane damage with the plasma. But he needs to know the combination, and he needs to craft the setup. So here we go. Warpcast Freezing Gaze. Black Hole with the extra speed. Spells to Crosses still in play. Spells to Crosses, very interesting with the Summon Tentacle play. We'll see if that ends up being a thing. It is currently 6-3. Sev needs to win the next 4 games. Lasiace is about to potentially take losers semifinals. Severinus with the high spawn. Lasiace with the low spawn. Let's see how it goes. Lasiace immediately stunning himself briefly. Thankfully he's okay. Severinus just kind of hanging out up top. Doing a nice black hole. Lots of shots being fired off by Lasiace. Huge damage, self-damage being taken. Severinus playing it slow. Knows that his tournament life is on the line. Insane amount of shots being transformed. I can't imagine that was anyone other than Lasiace. Some tentacles coming through the walls. Lasiace locked down Severinus and ended his tournament life. 7-3. Lasiace going in to losers finals against Yoxi.